I have always been the center of attention in our kingdom. It was not vanity, but a truth whispered by everyone in the court, so much so that my father, the king, would give me a special smile he did not grant my older sisters. They were beautiful, of course, but I, the youngest, possessed a quiet charm, a sparkle in my eyes, and a playful spirit that made me feel very lucky. Even the sun, which sees everything in this world, would pause for a moment to contemplate my face when I stood on my morning balcony. My life lacked nothing, but a young heart always seeks its own pleasure. My greatest pleasure was to escape the castle's hustle and formality. I found my refuge in the large, sprawling forest that lay behind the palace walls. It was a dense, somewhat dark forest, but it held a secret place I loved more than any jewel-encrusted hall, an old well beneath a massive lime tree. On days when the summer heat was intense, the cool breeze from the well was an unparalleled comfort. I would sit on its stone edge, listen to the deep gurgle of the water, and enjoy my absolute favorite game, my golden ball. It was not just a ball. It was a small work of art, skillfully polished, shining like a star in my hand. It was my companion, the source of my simple happiness. I would toss it high, very high, and then extend my small hand to catch it before it touched the ground. The rhythm of the game, up and down, instilled in me a feeling of absolute freedom. But on that ill-fated day, my hand betrayed me. Perhaps I was distracted, or perhaps I threw it a little too hard. The ball did not fall into my outstretched palm. Instead, it bounced away, rolling across the damp grass, and then it vanished. Vanished. My heart trembled as I followed its path with my eyes. It had rolled directly into the well. I looked down, but all I saw was utter darkness. The well was so deep that I could not see its bottom. I felt hot tears streaming down my cheeks. It was not just the loss of a toy, it was the loss of something dear to my soul, a piece of my childhood. I began to weep, a bitter, loud cry that I could not control, and as I was drowning in my sorrow, I heard a voice. A rough, wet voice, as if coming from the depths of the earth. "What troubles you, daughter of the king? Your weeping is enough to melt stone." I quickly turned towards the source of the sound. Oh, heavens! It was a frog, a large, somewhat ugly frog, extending its bulging head from the water's surface. Its prominent eyes stared at me with curiosity. "Ah, old water splasher, is that you?" I said in a desperate tone. "I am weeping for my golden ball that fell into this cursed well." "Be quiet, and do not weep," the frog replied with strange calmness. "I can help you, but what will you give me in return?" A glimmer of hope sparked within me, and I was ready to offer anything. "Whatever you wish, dear frog. My luxurious clothes, my necklaces of pearls and jewels, even the golden crown I am wearing now." But the frog slowly shook its head, as if rejecting all the treasures of the world. "I do not care for your clothes, your pearls, or even your golden crown. What I desire is something else entirely. I want you to love me, to allow me to be your companion and playmate. I want to sit beside you at your little table, to eat from your small golden plate, to drink from your little cup, and most importantly of all, I want to sleep in your bed. If you promise me all this, I will dive down and bring your ball back to you." What an absurd request! A frog sleeping in my bed. A frog eating from my plate. I felt disgusted, but my desire to retrieve my ball was stronger than anything else. Yes, yes, I promise you everything you ask, I said quickly, without hesitation. Just bring back my ball, and I will fulfill all my promises. Inside, I laughed at the creature's naivety. What a foolish frog, I thought. He lives in the water with the other frogs, spending his life croaking. How can he be a companion to a human being? As soon as I get my ball, I will forget him completely. As soon as the frog received my promise, it plunged into the water and disappeared. I waited moments that felt like an eternity. Then, it suddenly reappeared, swimming towards the surface, the golden ball gleaming between its jaws. It hopped onto the grass and tossed the ball in front of me. Oh, the joy! I could not believe my eyes. It was my ball, beautiful and shiny as ever. I snatched it up quickly, hugged it tightly, and rushed back to the palace. Wait, wait, the frog cried out behind me. Take me with you. But its cry, which turned into a hoarse croak, had no effect on me. I did not look back, but continued to run, my heart dancing with the joy of recovering my toy. And what about the frog? I completely forgot him. The poor creature returned to his dark well, alone, while I returned to my comfortable world. The next day, I was sitting at the dining table with my father, the king, and his courtiers. I was eating from my small golden plate, enjoying the peace and luxury, when I heard a strange sound. Splish! Splash! Splish! Splash! It was a wet sound, as if something was crawling up the gleaming marble staircase. The sound stopped at the door. Then I heard a light knock, followed by the frog's voice, which sounded more insistent this time. Princess! Youngest princess! Open the door for me. The blood froze in my veins. I ran to the door, opened it cautiously, and there he was. The frog, sitting right in front of me. In a panic, I slammed the door shut, rushed back to my seat, my heart nearly leaping out of my chest. I was trembling with fear. My father noticed my distress. He looked at me with wise eyes. What frightens you so, my child? He asked calmly. Is there perhaps a giant outside who wishes to carry you away? I could not utter a word. How could I explain to my father that a frog was demanding I fulfill a ridiculous promise I had made to him? The nightmare had just begun.